has some pretty unconventional characters. They have aspects that sometimes border onto the extreme. Yeah, like that. Tanjiro is unreasonably good. Zenitsu is... What is this? I don't even... And Muzan is the most villainous villain to ever supervillain. The same applies to Kyojuro Rengoku. He had the stamina and force of more than a 4,000 horsepower engine for a tank, and built to the letter to be adored. This is why his death was as painful as your first heartbreak. Rengoku gets little time in the spotlight, and yet his presence and abrupt absence managed to leave our hearts aching, cementing himself as a fan favorite and acquiring an army of anime freaks. So for someone who's introduced and quickly cast away, why did his presence leave such a long-lasting impact? Well, one of the themes in Demon Slayer is about how life is fragile and fleeting. Rengoku's death proved that despite his considerable strength, combat skills, and ability to protect, death still caught up. Rengoku is the most grounded character in the series. While everyone is entrapped in starry-eyed dreams where their innermost wants are realized, Tanjiro reunites with his family, Zenitsu gets to run around and simp over Nezuko, and Inosuke gets to be a wankster and throw down with things. Rengoku's dream was different, grounded in reality. His father appears as bummed out and cold as he is in real life, and his little brother still as delicate and sensitive as ever. If anyone else were having this dream, his father would appear happy and supportive, while his brother would be strong and confident. However, Rengoku's dream presents his reality. He has accepted the reality of his life and is content with it. Understanding the fleeting nature of life, Rengoku lives with no regrets, never wishing away the tragedies of his life, from losing his mother and having a careless and negligent father, even up to his own death. He embraces it all, even taking pride in it. One of the standout moments from Rengoku in season 2 or the movie is of him seriously enjoying his meal. Umai! Umai! Not caring for the attention he's drawing from everyone around him. This demonstrated his cheerfully eccentric nature, a lover of life, accepting the bad it brings and thoroughly enjoying every good aspect of life, regardless of it being as minute a task as eating a meal. Truly so pure. Rengoku represented everything our three main protagonists aspire to be.
I hate myself more than anyone else. I always try to get my act together, but I just end up running away or cowering in fear. I'm pathetic. I want to change. I want to be a capable individual.
Zenitsu is essentially the obnoxious scaredy cat of the group. He has incredibly low self-esteem and in spite of his strength, favors himself as useful as Windows Media Player. He carries with him self-loathing for how gutless and useless he is, in effect attempting to better himself. For Zenitsu, Rengoku is the exemplification of courage, fearlessness, and strength. He is discerning and skillfully brilliant, taking action swiftly and precisely in battle, especially if lives are on the line. This is the complete opposite of Zenitsu, only being able to slay his demons when his guard is down. Literally, he has to be unconscious. However, regardless of these weaknesses, he wants to live up to people's expectations of him. One of these being Rengoku himself, whose approval he earned at the end. For Inosuke, Rengoku is a dauntless, strong, and larger-than-life leader, which is what he wants to be. Inosuke is an extremely hot-blooded trophy wife, with a false belief that he is the strongest fighter in every situation, regularly challenging everyone he comes across and demanding fear and praise for his skill. This behavior generally leads him into unnecessary danger, since he has a tendency to overestimate his capabilities in comparison to his opponents. He refuses to accept defeat. I don't think he even understood what it meant until he met Rengoku. In Inosuke's eyes, Rengoku was the real deal. He wasn't all talk. In fact, Rengoku never demanded respect and validation. He just let his actions speak for him, and those around him followed his lead, including the wild and uncontrollable Inosuke. Yet, in spite of his power and strength, Rengoku still lost his life. This was definitely eye-opening for Inosuke. Here was a fighter, stronger and more powerful than him, and the living embodiment of his wishful false persona, and he still fell. Rengoku's death helped Inosuke become aware of his own weaknesses, and finally get it through his head that he has a long way to go before he can truly be the strongest. While he still keeps his arrogant nature and monotonous need for praise, he begins to fight more strategically instead of rushing headfirst into a fight without giving it a second thought. On the part of Tanjiro, Rengoku exhibited the power and technique to protect everyone, which is what he wants to be capable of doing. There is no one more enthusiastic about helping others than Tanjiro. Well, at least maybe Deku. On the Mugen train, Rengoku managed to successfully ensure everyone was safe up to the very end. Rengoku's death really mortified Tanjiro, as he not only lost a potential mentor, but also because during the fight with Akaza, he felt completely powerless and useless to help. This must have been difficult for him, as it also calls back to the helplessness he must have felt when he found his slaughtered family in season 1. Rengoku's death motivated Tanjiro to get stronger. It also gave us another peek at Tanjiro's vengeful side. Underneath his rather griffin puff shell, there is a ferocious burning rage in him that culminates when demons harm the innocent, the kind we later see in Entertainment District arc when he fights Daki and Gyutaro. Taking his brief but impactful experience on the Mugen train to heart, Tanjiro does everything within his capabilities to support Tengen during their fight with Daki and Gyutaro. He can't lose another Hashira, and neither can we. Rengoku's presence and abrupt departure impacted the story in various ways. He gave us our first look at the power of a Hashira. His death served as a solid example of what a Hashira should be, because even other Hashiras admired and felt the impact of his death, such as we saw with Tengen. Rengoku's death also revealed the power of an Appa Moon 3. And finally, Rengoku gave Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro the encouragement to work harder and become stronger, carrying his ideas to heart in future fights.
If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze. Dry your eyes and look ahead. You may feel like digging your heels in, but the flow of time waits for no one. It won't patiently stand by as you grieve.